Train the muscles, not the joints.
Welcome back to Natural Glam Bodybuilding, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about protein. Now, I've talked about this a lot of times in my nutrition videos, and I do have a nutrition playlist, so make sure you guys check that out. If you want to find some answers to some questions you may have on nutrition in general, when it comes down to fat loss or gaining muscle and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you'll get a lot of information on there. So there's tons of videos in there. But this is spurred from a question I got from one of my Patreon supporters. And basically, this person was asking how much protein should they eat? Now, the general prescription out there is about 1 gram per pound of lean body mass. So say you're a 200-pound person at 20% body fat, that would be about 160 grams of protein a day. That's equivalent to about 2 pounds of chicken breast. Maybe a little bit less, but it's around 2 pounds because a pound of chicken has about 80 to 90 grams of protein in it. So that's the general prescription. Now, most of us don't get that in our diets, right? Most of the time I find that if I have some carbs or if I have a little bit of fats or something like that, sometimes my appetite isn't there. So then I find that I don't take in enough protein, and therefore protein shakes help in that regard, right? So a lot of times people say, oh, do protein shakes build mass? I say protein shakes are whey protein and all that kind of stuff. I wouldn't say it's doing something different than standard protein as much as it's just allowing you to get in your daily dosage of protein when you don't have the appetite or the time to get in the meat sources of protein, right? So some people, they have no problem meeting that. You know, if they're on a low carb diet, they're eating tons of fish, tons of chicken, tons of meat. They have no problem getting in their protein requirement. But for those of us who sometimes don't have the appetite to do so, whey protein makes this possible. So that's why I will ingest whey protein. Now, sometimes I have found that having over 160 to 180 grams of protein a day can increase my pumps in the gym and increase my nitrogen balance. So a lot of times I find that I don't eat enough because I might get a little bit lazy. My entire reason for living isn't about growing more muscle mass or getting more pumpy and lumpy all the time, right? But if I was really serious about competing and really serious about gaining muscle all the time, then yeah, I would definitely be taking in at least 160 to 200 grams of protein per day, no matter what, and making sure that that is the foundation on which I sit when I design my nutrition program, right? That's basically the foundation on which I would sit. Now, of course, some protein will come from organ meats, because organ meat I find is great for getting in those minerals and stuff that you need. And I find they're very highly absorbable when you get them from organ meat. So that's why I like beef heart. I like eating beef liver. I'll eat some beef spleen from time to time. This stuff is great for that. And at the same time, I also find that whey protein is not the only source of protein that you can get in. So here's the other thing. I had somebody ask me a question about how to take the super aminos. Now, the benefit of the super aminos as opposed to normal protein is they're in the category of the MAP system, which means they are in the master amino acid pattern formula. Basically, they are in the perfect order so that 100% of the amino acids get utilized and used. So they're about equivalent to 2.5 times of what you take in. So that means when you take in 10 grams of MAP amino acids, it's approximately equivalent to eating 25 grams of protein. Now, the reason why this is great is because say you're on the road or say you're doing something and you don't have a chance to get a decent meal in or you don't have time, you just swallow 10 of these puppies and then you get 25 grams of readily available protein that you can feel within about 15 to 25 minutes. Mountain. I noticed that my muscles start to feel pumped and stuff after about 20 minutes of this. So I highly recommend that you try these out if you are one of those people that also have trouble getting your daily requirement of protein. Because like I said, daily requirement of protein might be the bare minimum requirement for you to get gains or get results. You might need more. And the only way that you'll know is to experiment with a little bit higher levels of protein and to see if that actually helps you get more pumps in the gym and get more results. So this is why you'll see me use whey protein. You'll see me eat lots of chicken and fish and meat and that sort of thing. And then also I'll supplement with some super aminos because in my opinion, I don't get enough protein. Even if I'm getting the 160 and 170 grams of protein a day, it still isn't enough in a lot of cases for me to feel elite, right? Or at my optimal best. So that's why I get an extra protein that way. So yeah, you have to experiment and find out what's right for you, but I definitely find that different sources of protein will give you different results as well. So it's good for you to try different things like the super aminos or whey protein or different types of meat as well, because some meat will be easier for you to digest and absorb than others. Because that's the other thing, right? It's not about how much protein you're eating, it's about how much are you absorbing, because that also makes a huge difference. And that's one of the reasons why people use a supplement like the Super Aminos, because you're pretty much guaranteed that you're going to absorb this stuff. Because the Super Aminos bypass the digestive system, they get absorbed right into the bloodstream. So because of that, you get a greater benefit from them in most cases, especially if you're dealing with some sort of digestive issue or some sort of hindrance when it comes down to breaking down protein, right? But anyway, so yeah, that's what I have to say about that. So my closing statement is this: I do use protein shakes, but I usually combine it with the power shake, so that way I'm getting the benefit of having superfoods in my diet as well, and getting those greens, so that not only help digestion and also cleansing, but it also helps with the enzymes required for digestion of the protein. So there's a synergistic effect by taking in the greens and the protein as well. So that's why you'll see me combine the green shake with the whey protein, and then I will take the Super Aminos for those boosts of protein from time to time throughout the day, especially before the workout and right after the workout, and therefore I feel more pumpy and lumpy. Mountain. So anyway, I hope this helps you in your training. Thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get hold of me, just go to naturalglambodybuilding.com, and thanks to the Patreon supporters, and take care for now.